There we go. Hey, everybody. How are you? This is Ashley and
Shelby.
we are Sweet Tea and Pearls. We are so glad you're going to join us tonight. It's Thursday, the first week of school, the 20th of August, 2020.
Although we're still back, I feel like we're living in slacker land because ours has been pushed back 2 weeks, so we don't start till after Labor Day. And I'm
Didn't
just
you
like,
have work though? Didn't they give y'all work?
they are giving us work on Tuesday, so it's coming. But you know me, I'm nothing if not an overachiever, Ash. And so we have been getting started on the math and some language arts, some little bonus stuff that I have procured on top of the regular curriculum. So, I mean, I feel like we have to do something. We have to. We played today. I'm not going to lie.
Uh-oh, you stuck. We hit the ground running on Monday. Feel like whoop. Wait, that way. Whoop. I've been drinking from the fire hose ever since.
Cheer each other.
Running.
We need to give a toast or something.
Yep, hold on. That way. There we go.
There we go. Yes. Look at that coordination.
We're on. We're special. Gosh, we are something. Look, my two girls this week, we started first grade and kindergarten. Today was Abigail's kindergarten. She did great.
Okay, the question is, how did you do?
Oh, I did great. I was glad.
Okay. Yeah. It was time.
It's a hard year. And yeah. I keep thinking, I know this is different and everything. All the things are different. And I remember there's been a couple of times in my life where I felt that somebody has said, oh gosh, I feel so bad for you, or you like, this is what I wish this wasn't around for you now, and thinking back, like I have the same thought and reaction. It's that they won't know anything different. Like they don't know what they're missing, and they don't know what it is without it. Like this is just what it is. Like being around when Columbine happened. I was a senior in high school, and then 9/11 and things like that. And that's what age you are when it happened.
That's what you know. And something funny that I thought about the other day is, when these kids that are in elementary school now, when they're in college, I mean, because we're all assuming that this will go away at some point, and they will. I mean, this is not going to just collapse civilization. So, there will be dress up days for 2020. It'll be a theme, just like School Spirit Day or whatever it is, Cowgirl Day or whatever. There will be 2020, and they will have to find masks, and they're going to go all out. And that's so funny.
Like those GIFs or the memes where it's like January, February, March, like which month are you? And where you look crazy and there's like a tornado and there's a hurricane and there's killer bees and
yeah.
It's so I understand. People will. And it will, like, it's very hard. And I know, like, I have friends that have lost people. I have, and it's hard and it's weird and it's real and
it's scary.
It's weird. And it is. It'll go away. And I just hope that we keep trying to exercise kindness.
Yes. This is what we were just talking about.
It is. We're all at different levels of stress. What?
We need to make T-shirts that say, "Be kind, y'all."
Be kind, y'all. I'm
Sweet Tea and Pearls
with our flair.
Yeah. Question for you, Ash. Questions. We're talking about major world events that shaped our lives. Where were you when you found out about September 11th?
Oh, this is a story.
Okay.
I was in college. I was in college, and a friend of mine from college at Memphis College of Art had moved in with my family. I was staying at home at this particular time, and she had moved in with us, and we both had late classes that day, and we both had morning haircut appointments. We were going to the salon to get our haircut, and I was in bed, and she was awake watching the news. I don't know. She was watching the news.
You were sleeping in.
I was sleeping.
Shame. I'm a sleeper inner right here. If I can, I will.
I was a night owl, and I would sleep in. And she came in and woke me up and was like, Ashley, something weird is happening. A plane just hit the World Trade Center. And I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it happened before. And I was like, Alicia, go back to sleep. I'm sure it's just an accident.
We were so optimistic at first, weren't we? We were so naive. We were so naive.
And I went back to sleep. And then, like, what felt like 20 seconds later, she came back upstairs and was like, Ashley, no, something's happening. Another plane hit. Something's happening it's happening right now. You've got to get downstairs. And I like jarringly like went downstairs and was trying to wake up, processing what is happening. And it slowly started to hit us. And we were just like, what? We made it to the hair salon. And of course, people are getting their hair cut, but nobody's talking. Everybody's just watching the TV. And there's movies that are like that, where it's like back in time, not from September 11th. It's like from World War II or Pearl Harbor. Right. People are just watching the TV, but I mean, in the 40s, they wouldn't have been doing that. But like in the 60s, when or when Kennedy got shot, like when people just, or like an not Independence Day, like Die Hard 4, when everybody's just glued to the TV. That's what it was. That was real life, and everybody no talking. They were just, I'm sure we did not get a great haircut, but that's what we were doing. And I remember driving and just crying. And I remember looking at, like, being at stoplights and not being ashamed to just like openly weep.
Yeah.
And you'd look at the cars next to you, and there'd be people in there that don't look anything like you. Like this one time I remember like a grown black man was in the car next to me, and I was just weeping, and he just nodded his head, and we just both were crying together. And then I'm getting like emotional now thinking about it. And I remember we were all unified for one moment, Didn't last, but that was my favorite part about it, that it's been the only time in my life that I felt like it didn't matter who you were. We were all the exact same. In that moment, we were all the exact same. And
we're on the same team.
It was awesome. Do you remember the week after that? Plane, like a private plane or something, went down in DC, and everybody freaked out again. Like something else happened. Like I don't remember what it was, but something else happened right after that, and we're like, what is happening? What is happening? And it turns out it was just just a horrible thing that happened. It wasn't
terrorist related,
right?
Well, do you remember all the anthrax and stuff that went? Like there were letters going around, and I mean, it was just like. It kind of in some ways had the feel of 2020, where it's like, what next? Because this happened. We didn't know where it was going to stop, I
was also a dumb kid also when it happened. So like all of the anthrax stuff and I remember working at the movie theater then, and I remember a customer coming. We had snow caps. Do you remember snow caps? Someone came up with snow caps, and when chocolate gets older, it gets like a light chocolate crust over it. We had a customer come up once and asked if there was something wrong with our snow caps, if they had anthrax on them. We were like, no.
Well, it was just this weird, like, it could happen anywhere kind of thing, you know? Well,
like right now, like all of the questions though, remind me of 1999. Do you remember that leading up to Y2K?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
What's gonna happen?
We didn't know. That was scary. I was legit scared about that. I would have been like 15 and we didn't stockpile anything, you know? And so I was like, oh my word, the world's going to end.
I was working at the movie theater. One of my bosses went and got, I wish I still had one. I think I got rid of both of them like an idiot, but she got champagne flutes that said 2000 on them. Like down and we all drank Coke at midnight because we were all working.
Yeah.
On December 31st, 1999, I was toasting at Malco with a champagne flute of Coke.
I was not allowed out of the house that night.
Our projector's going to stop. Is the power going to go out? Are we going to have a worldwide blackout? What's going to happen?
What's going to happen? I remember ringing in the new year with my Teen People magazine, reading about Britney Spears, because I was not allowed to go anywhere that night, and I had to decline it. I could have gone to because, you know, just in case the world came to a screeching halt. But yeah, when September 11th happened right after I had moved into college. I moved in, I still remember the date, August 18th, 2001. So I was a freshman. And I had not been there a full month when that happened. And I remember I was in a contemporary world class of all. Wow. We had been reading a book called, let me see if I can remember. It was The Clash of Civilizations and the Remaking of World Order. And it was about like the East versus the West and all this kind of stuff. And so I'm reading this, and then that happened. And a professor came running into our class to tell us that a plane had struck one of the Twin Towers. And how embarrassing is this? Like, I was thinking, I've heard of I remember when the Twin Towers were in the news before for a bomb, but I thought if I had to look at the skyline, I couldn't pick them out. You know, even though I'm sure I could have, because they were the Twin Towers, right? But like, I'd never been to New York. I just didn't know. So I knew it was a big deal, but I didn't know how big, you know. And then by the time they dismissed us from class and they canceled chapel, which as far as I know has never happened before or since at the school that I went to, like, you do not get out of chapel. I went back to my dorm, and I'm pretty sure I saw the second tower fall when it happened, because it was early. And I just remember crying and calling my mom, and I was like, do I need to come home from college? Like, what's happening? Because I just moved away, and I was super homesick as it was. And I did not wind up coming home. But I mean, I remember a friend of mine who lived down the hall came running into my room, and she said, you need to go fill up your tank with gas because we might be about to go to war. And I was like, oh my word. And so I did. And there were like these long lines at the gas tanks, and it was nuts. It was so nuts. But
that's exactly what was going on.
Woo, yeah, but I didn't know anything else. Like, to me, that is synonymous with my freshman year. I don't know what a freshman year of college would be like without that, you know?
Right. No, like these kids just won't know. That's just going to be normal to them. Like, it's funny that you said that. It reminded me of working at the theater. So in 2001, that was when around September, that's when the very first trailers for Spider-Man came out with Wire.
Yes.
And there was webs between the Twin Towers, and that was in the original trailer. And and there was a helicopter in it. And right after September 11th, they pulled all those trailers, and we had to send them back. And they adjusted the trailers to not include the Twin Towers. It was a very sensitive time. So you'd be surprised. So many movies had the Twin Towers as a important part of the movie. And that happened. It was very interesting. Lots of interest, like odd things like that.
Another weird thing, you can Google this. There was a do not play list that was distributed to all the radio stations. And there's like a whole list of songs that they weren't allowed to play right then. Like, the first one that comes to mind is What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. Like, they couldn't play that. And there are a whole bunch of other ones, like a lot of things about flying and anything that men mention a crash or something like that. It's It's crazy.
Nope. I 100% believe that. I 100%. Like, and right after that, that's when like Alan Jackson's song "Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning" song came out. Like, he wrote that almost immediately. And Toby Keith came out with another song about it, much different tone. But I remember those playing like all the time.
I remember going to Walmart because that's all there was to do in the town that I lived in. It was so tiny. And the TVs were on and everybody would just stop and watch, like you were saying at the hair salon. It's like, that's what we do. But the thing for me was my roommate's father was a Secret Service agent. And she did not want to watch the news at all because her dad was being flown out to Washington, D.C. And there was like a big UN meeting going on at the time that he was going to have to be at. And she just did not want to know. So I pretty much got my news fix from Walmart or my friends' rooms because it was not on in our room at all. She just couldn't. And I don't blame her. I couldn't have handled it either. I'd start watching it. And she's like, change that. I can't know. And I get it. And he turned out to be fine. Everything turned out fine. But goodness gracious, it was, I mean, it's
different too. Like you think things get blocked now and, you know, things get heavy then. Like, this is 2001. I mean, there's no apps. There's no instant internet.
No, there's no iPhone. That's what my girls were asking me the other day. They said, now, when did you get your first iPhone? And I said, after you were born. Like, in your lifetime. You don't and really, like, life has changed so much since they were born. And they were born in 2007. But a lot, I mean, I remember they were in the NICU when I got my first iPhone. And those pictures, I thought they were great. I was like, look at these photos. It does such a good job. And now I look at them and they're all grainy and the videos are horrible. And now we can
in 4K. It's so crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. I remember.
Crazy.
Oh, God. So the girls are both getting iPads for school, and they both kind of already have one. And Abigail's, we have a big, heavy pink case around it so they don't break it. And she's like, Mom, what if my iPad is pink? I was like, I'm sorry, baby. It's going to be black. And she goes, yes. But what if you're wrong?
I feel like there's like a future potential for philosophy or, you know, something like that.
She's got these great quips and comebacks, but she's also a little sensitive because she's so funny that you just laugh. And she goes, stop laughing at me. And I'm like, oh, you're hilarious. What do you mean, stop laugh? We're not laughing. You are the things coming out of your mouth. It's what you're doing.
That's what happens with mine. They'll be hilarious. And one of mine is so sensitive that if she does something well, I'll be like, look what she just did. She just drew this and look at how great it is. And she'll be like, I'm like, dude, I'm complimenting you. She's like, quit looking at me. Quit looking at me. So.
That was a gesture that Abigail did. What is Abby? I don't know. She's in the apartment. I don't know. There's something that she did earlier. Oh, her big thing right now is air quotes. So she's at the table eating some ice cream and she's asked for a hot dog. And I totally forgot to go get it because I'm awesome. And she goes, Mom. And I turn around. I'm like, oh, what, honey? She goes, hot dog? I went, why is the hot dog in the air quote? Hot dog?
That's amazing. Where did she pick that up? Where do they pick up anything, you know?
The YouTube. I don't know, because it's hilarious. Some of those things, I was like,
oh my word.
I don't do air quotes. Where are you getting air quotes from? Can you teach me to be that cool? Like, how are you? No.
Okay, tell me this. Do you ever hear them playing with their toys and they're like, hey guys, today we're gonna be like, do you ever hear them doing that? Like they have their own YouTube channel? Because mine do that. Hey guys.
Yeah, do yours do this? They go, hey guys, before we get started, like the video, give us 2 thumbs up, subscribe. You know, like there's like this whole thing that they do. If you don't forget to subscribe.
We're raising young influencers.
Comment below, 2 thumbs, subscribe. Like they have this thing. I don't know how they do it, but I'm like, what? Can you teach me that?
I mean, in this world. Well, okay,
hey, so if you like what you're seeing on Facebook, can you like, subscribe, share with friends?
If you like what you're seeing. Well, you know what I caught mine doing today? This is something. Okay, I was on the phone dealing with, I have to, like if you homeschool, you have to have an umbrella school all set up, and in order to be legal, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to start homeschooling and then not report anything. I'm going to homeschool. So you have to set it up through an umbrella school.
I'm just kidding. That's not real, people. I didn't really mean that. I didn't.
And so, like, say, for example, we homeschool this year and next year we want to do public school, which is that's a very real possibility. You have to you need a transcript, and these guys will provide a transcript. And if you go through the right people, then it's this whole thing. I mean, it really is.
I remember when I worked at Memphis College and we'd have to get transcripts. It was always a booger about homeschool. We'd be like,
oh my Lord,
your homeschool, what's your umbrella school?
And some of the umbrella schools, if my kid went through them, then they'd have to test the next year if they were going to get into public school, and then they'd be placed in whatever grade they tested in. This mama does not want to go through that. So there is an umbrella school that is like so legit that they don't even have to test. You'd say they're done with 3rd grade, they're done with 3rd grade. So that's who we're going through. And I was on the phone trying to get the payment, all that. And meanwhile, my kitchen was being transformed into like TikTok land by kids that don't even.
I saw your story.
I mean, they had each of their Kindle Fires and Chris's iPad, which they had somehow procured. And this is what's happening. They're like, whoa, I'm trying to get it to show up.
I saw their dance going on.
You can't tell me that somehow they don't know about TikTok just through the air that they breathe in order to be doing.
I talk about TikTok all the time. Jesse's like, we're going to make a TikTok. We're going to make a TikTok, Mom. I'm going.
So they must know about it. They must know what they're doing.
Oh, they know. I get off the video and they go, Mom, did you get more subscribers? Maybe. Dad, how many subscribers do you have?
Why don't you subscribe to me?
So Dad tells him, I have 1 million. Nice.
Ooh. Yes, you're bad.
Liar. Lies.
And they're pretending that they have an audience that's actively watching them doing all this kind of stuff in the kitchen, you know?
Yeah, so this is another thing that's perfect for what we were talking about earlier, because they don't know anything. When we were little, this that I'm about to tell you would have not been a possibility to come out of my mouth. They are constantly coming up to me going, Mom, is Ryan real? I'm like, yes, Ryan is real.
Ryan?
So Ryan's toy review on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yes, no, that is something we have not watched, but I'm aware of it.
So yeah, Ryan's real.
Ryan's
real. So right now, Ryan's doing that. And I'm like, okay, no, okay, look, okay, here's a video of Mommy. Is Mommy real? And they're like, yes.
Yes.
Am I doing that right now? No.
That is a real confusing thing for my kids too. They always want to know if what we're watching on TV is live. Is that live? Is that happening right now?
No, it's a recording. I can make a video of you. That's a recording. Like, these are things that they just fathom. Like, I don't understand why this is a thing. Like,
oh yeah, it's a thing. It's a real thing. And mine also, like, if they watch a movie and say there's like a villain in the movie, they will say over and over throughout the movie, well, that person's not really mean in real life, right? Like, that person's just pretending to be mean. And I'm like, yes. I'm sure I don't know the person. I would imagine they're probably not this awful.
Right.
Just a guess. But it's something we have to go through over and over again. They're like, now, did this really happen? And I'll say, yes, they acted it out, really. They did, but it didn't happen in real life. Like, they're actors. Like, the whole concept of actors is still something that they're still processing. It's apparently quite the doozy to try to catch up to this world that we live in.
Bless.
I know, man. It's a lot. Because they're used to a lot being live, and they're used to a lot of people, like, say on the Today Show, for example. Those people are doing their jobs. They're live right now. They're really who they say they are. But then there are other things that have been recorded, and they're fictional. Fictional, that's not a word. Fictitious, thank you.
Fictional, I don't know. I think it might be. I don't know. So here's this is funny. I keep forgetting to turn off sync to iCloud the photos that Abby takes on her little iPad, because I have the same Apple ID in it as my Apple ID, so they sync together. So all the photos come to my phone. So I will be inundated with like, okay, so what's that? Here's one. But then there's this.
Selfies.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's burst mode. That's like 8,000 photos at the gym.
Yep. It was something to take a lot of pictures of.
Right. And like, I'll just be at work, and all of a sudden I'll need a photo for something, and I go into my photos, and I'm like, and I'm trying to tap on a photo to share it or airdrop it to myself, and then it'll be like, like in the Matrix. Like, when like, it just keeps going. Like, those are all, like, these are all the photos. I'm like, where are my photos?
Where's what I need right now for my job?
Oh my gosh, I'm still scrolling. Look, here's a whole bunch of grass. You need some grass?
Some grass photography right there.
Little hand.
Oh my goodness. Little hand. Well, mine have discovered how to edit pictures. Look at that. And so this is the kind of thing that I get access to. I mean, do you see this business? They've like tweaked the colors to this madness. They've taken a picture of their Shopkins Mall that's been inhabited by LOL people.
Oh, we love LOL.
Girl, it is all LOL all the time at our house.
Look at this.
That's amazing.
What is she doing?
She's saying, I love you.
But to her, that's rock and roll. I'm like, no, this is I love you. That's rock and roll. I love you, rock and roll. I love you, rock and roll. It's very different. Like that, we had a meeting about that the other day. Like, seriously, I'm not lying. We had a meeting about it. So,
I love it.
I said, Abby, on her first day, look, she wanted to take a picture.
Look at that sweet girl.
That's her style. She's like, I'm posing, little leg up in the air.
I
said, do you want to pose? And she said, yeah, of course I do. And
look at that picture.
Yeah. She's such a little poser. Look. Hold on, let me find it.
Oh, look at that girl.
So mad.
Mine like to not pose just to spite me. You know, they like to stand there and be like, which is amusing for about 0.02 seconds. Oh, look at her. You know what?
That's her first day photo.
Well, her daddy's a photographer, so she knows how to work that camera. Meanwhile, I was trying to get mine to pose at the first day of dance, and this is all I got. Well, I don't know if you can see the glare. Whoa, you see the glare of the light.
You can see
she's like, fine, I'll pose. Are you happy? But her sister, okay, she's taken some dance classes and her sister's taken others. And her sister was slightly more into it, but not really. She's like,
I'll at least put my toe out.
I mean, this is a real quizzical expression. Do you see that?
Look at that. Look at those eyes.
Fine, I'll show you a smile, but it's not going to be a happy one. She's probably like doing this under her mask, you know. Now that they wear masks, there's no telling what they're saying or doing that we don't know about.
No telling. But I do feel like the masks are so great in that I don't have to feel bad at all that I hardly ever wear makeup because boop.
That's all you got. Oh, hey, I bet the lipstick industry has been hit hard this year. Whereas the plexiglass industry has taken off like never before. Like, oh, their best year yet. Yes. Bring it. Except don't bring it, please. Please don't bring it. But, you know.
That's hilarious.
Yes. Do you want to see something that's been happening in the Pearl and Rose studios?
I do. What are you working on? I was about to ask you that.
Well, we just picked up an order today for new cards. We had somebody order a ton of these cards. So we just ordered like the magical deluxe shipment of them. So we have lots of these on hand. If anyone wants them, we have them on hand.
I love it.
And they look at the back. They have a little stamp on them. And we also have other ones that are just like this that don't have the verse. So if you want something real simple, we just have just the skyline.
I love it.
We do that. And I'm sad to report that this has been a week in which I have not accomplished much on the calendar. This has been a week. I mean, I know it's been a week for you because school started back, but I don't know what it is. Every day I'm so worn out by the time the girls are in bed that I can't. But I have February at least mapped out. So at least yes. So, and I want you to know, Ash, that this is the second iteration of this because the first one I showed to Chris and he said it was too busy, which struck at my heart because, you know, I never want anything to be too busy. And that's kind of like when I'm tired and lazy, things get too busy. And so I needed to go clean that up. It was too busy. I do weird things sometimes that have to be revised.
I understand that. I've got some things I need to finish. We'll get to it.
There may have been a teddy bear within the letters of one of the things because it said bearing with one another. And I had to scrap that business. I thought maybe that would work in 1992, but it would have, wouldn't it? It would have worked in 1992. You just stuck teddy bears all over that. But now,
I don't know. It could come back. Pineapple came back.
That's true. Unicorns came back.
Yes, Lisa Frank. And who would have known that it would have come in the Joe Tiger King or whatever he is in the form of that? He's like the male Lisa Frank. Have you seen that?
No. Do tell.
Somebody posted the Tiger King, like the male, like he like meshing of him with Lisa Frank, and I was like, y'all. 2020 has got us crazy. That is going to be a verb, like don't go 2020. Adjective, don't go 2020.
Don't go
y'all.
2020.
Then she went 2020.
Well, you know, I have a theory about Lisa Frank that may not be popular, but I'm just going to say, have you ever seen Lisa Frank and Prince in the same place? Because I feel like Prince might have been the one behind it all. Purple Rain. Does that not sound like something Lisa Frank could come up with?
Maybe he was having people do it.
And there haven't been many new Lisa Frank creations since he passed away. So I'm just saying, was he Lisa Frank?
I don't know.
I feel like I could start a conspiracy theory if I tried really hard.
I can't think about Prince without thinking about Rosie O'Donnell show, and she called him Taff Cap. Taff Cap. Because like he was Prince, and then he was the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yes.
Spells out Taff Cap. And then he was just the artist.
Taff
and then
Cap.
Taff Cap. And then he was just a symbol.
He was a symbol. I don't feel like I'm going to start going by a symbol.
If I did, it would probably be this.
Yes. I got my backup symbol. Do we see a resemblance?
That looks just like you. Are you the mermaid? Do y'all have anything planned this weekend?
This weekend? Whew, I feel like we do. Well, the girls are going to be spending the night with their grandparents.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so that usually means we'll get to go do something fun. Even though, I mean, really, our options are severely limited on what we can do. Usually,
I know y'all aren't doing really anything. So what does that mean for y'all? Because help me out, because that can help me.
It often means picking up dinner and eating it in the car. That's often what it means. But, we have fun with that. We have fun with that.
We've been on the patio a couple of places.
Okay. See, that's also an option. Outside. And I know I've got to get to my favorite store, the art center, because I have bought 0 school supplies and we need some. They're taking art this year.
Oh, girl.
Guess who does not really enjoy teaching art to children? So, so we're outsourcing that. Everybody's like, why don't you teach them art? You're an artist. And also, why don't you teach them piano? You're a pianist. And I'm like, that's why, because I'm like, I get mean and I'm like, what is that supposed to be? Like, I'm too much of a perfectionist and I also don't enjoy teaching it to children. So I'm like, y'all go have some fun.
I can be real sarcastic and direct, and that's better suited for when kids turn into jerks. You know what I'm talking about? Around puberty?
Yes. Not small children. And I'll hear like wrong notes on the piano and it's just like, I can't, like, no.
What's that?
Y'all got to work that out with your teacher because I can't. So, plus I teach them enough other stuff since I'm a homeschooler. So I'm glad. Yes. But this year at Veritas, art is going to be there's going to be a whole day where they get art and all the fun extra stuff. And so they have to have like watercolor pencils, which is so fun. They have to have Prismacolor as well. Yes, me too. So apparently they have themselves an artist who knows what's up, who can handle teaching children. So
yeah.
So that's I'm going to
serious blending they're going to be doing. That's real life blending.
Yes. And when I go to the art center, that means I get to look at all their pens and see what's out there that has come out since I was there last and get to be a nerd like I like to be. What about you? What are y'all doing this weekend?
Probably going grocery shopping. My mom was getting work done on her kitchen, and so she had to clear everything off of the walls. And Abigail came home today and the other day and Mom, Mimi has no furniture. I was like, where'd the magic hands come from?
Like, do you understand the seriousness of this scenario?
She has no furniture. She's like, why are you laughing though? Because you're amazing. So you have to be very careful with Abigail.
Yeah. Sensitive feeling.
Really?
Somewhere there exists a video of me, and every now and then someone will refer to this because they have it. I don't. I wish I did. But apparently when I was a small child, my parents helped with a youth group at church, and they had a big talent show to raise money. And I was featured in there singing a song with my dad who was playing guitar. I would say I was probably 4 or 5. And so when I was singing, people in the audience started laughing because it was cute, I guess, to have a small child singing the song with her dad. And I quit singing and I put my hand on my hip and got the microphone and I said, "It is rude to laugh at people." And I put it down and walked off the stage. And I really wish that I had access to this, and it kind of makes me sad that some people do, but that I don't, because I feel like one of these days it's going to come back to haunt me. Like someone's going to need some blackmail, and here it's going to come trotting out. You know, it is rude to laugh at people. Boom, mic drop.
That makes me think. I was in one of those little Christian plays at school, Colby. Like, do you remember? Did y'all do the Colby plays?
I was in Colby. Are you kidding me? Yes, ma'am. I was in Colby. Colby's Missing Memory was the one that I was in, but there were several different ones.
There was a camper one where they went to camp, and I was in that one, and I had a big role, lots of speaking parts, and there I had the pivotal monologue, right, where like we've learned our lesson, like moral of the story is coming out, and I had a
big moment.
Yes. And you know, we're all at the pond waiting for something to happen, like, and so it's my turn to talk, but I'm so focused on what I'm doing that I don't realize it's my turn, and all I can think, who's messed up in lineup? One of my brother's friends was like, Ashley. Oh, that's me. And I got up like nothing happened and did my completely natural walk to the center of the stage.
Yes.
To say my monologue.
And did you say it?
I nailed it, even though it was about 30 seconds late. Nailed it.
Hey, better late than never, right?
It was the monologue, but I had all of them. I remember I had on biker shorts. That's when like when we were little, girls didn't wear tight shorts. Leggings wasn't a thing. Like there was pants and there were shorts, but it was around middle school was when biker shorts came out, and I think that's what we called them, was biker shorts.
Yeah, we called them biker shorts.
And mine were black and white stripe with a lace on the bottom.
Oh,
girl, that's what I was wearing.
Did you wear it with like a big baggy t-shirt?
Yes, I did. With it tied on the side.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like a t-shirt tie.
Yeah, t-shirt tie. You put it through. And then I had a scrunched down socks.
Now, hang on. What's that?
I had scrunched down socks and white Keds.
Now, when are white Keds going to come back in style? That's what I'm curious
about. Ask Kelly Kapowski. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you. I think I'm going to be here for it when they do. I think I'm going to be here for that.
If pineapples are back, I feel like it's right around the corner. Lisa Frank's back. It's right around the corner.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I think that's a good time to say goodbye. It's on Kelly Kapowski.
On that note, Kelly Kapowski.
We couldn't end it better than that. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. Thank you so much for dropping by.
Yes.
Pearls. We'll see y'all next week, y'all.
Bye.